Cyberpunk Edgerunners is definitely the main reason I'm as big of a Cyberpunk 2077 fan as I am. While I'm very happy with the show ending off how it does, very much accepting wrong city, wrong people, I always kind of wondered what happened to the sole survivor of the show after her not so happy ending. So I decided it was time to make my own ending, 2012 wattpad fanfiction style. Can you beat Cyberpunk 2077 as Lucy? Well, no, because you play as V. Let's go over the rather simple rules. First being damage. I'm only allowed to use quick hacks, monowire, and pistols. While Lucy more or less sticks to quick hacks and monowire, she always seems to keep iron on hand for emergencies. So while I'm not restricting the pistol at all, I do only plan to use it in situations where I have no other way to do any damage. Next up is cyberware itself. While we could argue all day which specific pieces of chrome Lucy has, I feel like it's much more simple to restrict cyberware in such a way by not allowing myself to go over half my max cyberware capacity. While Lucy uses her cyberware quite aggressively, due to her opinions in the show, I feel like she's less likely to go all out. And lastly, don't fear the Reaper, for obvious reasons. Now, enough stalling. This is the first run I question if I should play on my favorite difficulty of hard, as I seem to be the only Cyberpunk creator who doesn't play on very hard. But then I realized that makes me unique, and it's not because I'm a scared little boy. So hard it is. I then think which life path fits best, and ultimately choose Street Kid, as most people on the streets act as if you'd left Night City and came right back. Ignore Lucy's current look, as I have installed some mods to make Lucy look more like Lucy. I also fully level intelligence for obvious reasons, and reflexes, as Lucy always seems to be quick and light on her feet. And last points in cool for pistol perks. I also don't level body, as Lucy is very much a glass cannon in the show, and I really want to try to mimic that in the gameplay. Lucy still looks bad, but please try to ignore that. One of the mods gets shown off pretty well, being an AI Lucy voiceover.
Oh, local guy.
You really think somebody local tried to mod me, Pepe? You in it with Kirk? Every man, woman, and rat in Haywood knows he's a fucking shark.
Why does this work so well? This AI is beautiful. Lucy's first night in Night City doesn't go so well. Low on funds to get back. She has to take a dirt job, which ends with a gun to the face. And Pogs? Gets involved with another small crew of punks. So we team up, and with Act 1 started, I can leave the car and finally look like Lucy. The only downside with the mods I have is for some reason, I leave a T-posing shadow at all times. The only real cure you'll notice is that most of the gameplay is during night. I then try and stay stealthy with my hacks, and if you know me at all, I'm as stealthy as a tactical noob. So it quickly leads into a shootout, but with Jackie as my backup, and mixing it up with starting hacks, these intro scavs show that this might just be a very long cakewalk. See the outcome of some people as they see that I'm doing a Lucy run and not a Rebecca run. Jackie, the buff bodybuilder, leaves carrying Sandra Dorset to me, and with this easy mission under our belts, we have to book it back home.
Word's out the NCPD's gonna put Watson on lockdown. If I'm gonna sleep in my own bed tonight, we better put in fifth.
Experience a bit of PTSD thanks to Jackie.
Morgan Blackhand, Andrew Wayland, Adam Smasher. Legends are born here.
The scavs try and strike back, but they stand no chance against my simple but effective hacks. I then remember that my shadow is bugged, and let myself take a well-deserved nap. I then need to ignore the story for a bit, as I want to use monowire for as much of this run as possible. So I need to get money, levels, and while I'm not the biggest fan of having to force levels, I do it in the fastest and probably most boring way. And outside of Lucy meeting Lucy.
You're Lucy Thackeray.
Text blacked out again, piece of shit. And you are?
Also Lucy. Nothing of importance really happens. I get to about level 7, meet back up with Jackie, and experience the glory of AI.
Remembering right, or just had brain fart?
Just had brain fart. Figure out I still can't get the monowire, so Jackie tells us about our next big job. Fixer number 87 tells me of the details of this heist, and this little spider bot I'm going to need to properly net run our way inside. I enjoy little hacking minigame as a treat. At this point, almost only level intelligence and get intelligence perks, and I start doing the last quest I can to get some cheap easy XP to finally be able to be cool enough to get the monowire, as well as getting some green hacks to boot, before meeting the client who wants this heist to be set up, and wanting to show me a BD for some extra info. I load up with my fellow netrunner. I have another not-so-good flashback.
You look like a cut of fuckable meat.
This one not being Jackie's fault. And while I still get the info I need from the heist, my main goal changes in my mind, in hopes that I can deal with Smasher rather than succeed with the heist. Now, at level 10, I can get the monowire, just getting the base one, as it is most likely what Lucy has. I then get the very few amount of upgrades I can to still stay below 50% cyberware capacity. Meet up with Jackie to collect our prepaid bot, so we enter our meeting with Maelstrom. Jackie seems to be very much against it, so I decide to back him up like a true friend, even if his plan is batshit insane. This is the first encounter I've ever used the monowire, and honestly, not bad. Hits fast, looks very cyberpunk. That's pretty much all I got, but I'm more than sure that the perks are going to make it even better. We then grab my new toy, and thanks to the wire, I'm able to do a more offensively defensive style. That's way more fun than any other net running I've done so far. So with a new fresh combat style, we rush through all foods and get the first boss of the game. Royce, a usually easy boss, but thanks to my newfound cocky fighting style. Oh, and I'm dead. I'm alive. It doesn't go as well as it should. Oh, now I'm dead, yeah. The third time is the time where I don't die, thankfully, at the downside of having to use a pillar for defense as if I'm Sun Tzu, until Royce finally bites the dust. Jackie and I enjoy our victory and meet at the afterlife. I enjoy my Martinez while he enjoyed his silver hand. We get the last of the plan ready, and as a Jackie enjoyer, try and not talk to him during our ride, as every time you have a conversation with him during this ride, it always ends a bit sour. Unfortunately, if you wait, Jackie will still wait for a response when you reach Konpeki Plaza. If you make it all the way here, you just kind of sit until you have the conversation with Jackie. I leave my not-so-needed iron, hide my combat wear with ease, enjoy our suite, and single-handedly disable the tower's runner. Get to the top floor, and instead of getting filthy rich, our heist starts to fall apart. Even more so when he finally shows his ugly chromed-covered face. I'm not dumb enough to try anything in the situation, so we stay quiet, set my eyes on a future problem, witness what every son thinks he can do once he's an inch taller than his dad, and with my goal getting further away, we try and escape, as I become thankful for once to have a second netrunner on the team.
No, not now! I've been made!
Regret having normal flesh legs. Jackie and the product get damaged. Jackie slots it to save the chip and hopefully the heist. And with Jackie bleeding, I decided we don't have much time for stealth, so I do as much as I can, and once our location is known, it's time to go wire swinging. And with the support of hacks I've laid down, the clearing out of these troops is basically like cutting through butter. So with this strategy, we are very easily able to make our way to the elevator, which brings us to the bottom floor. And additionally, for style, take on the mech. And while I did help, Jackie is the legend that takes it down. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Jaxty. We then try and book it out. I get one last stare at my brand new problem. And take out the last of what Arasaka sends at us, as the drones are weak to electric damage, and I have short circuit. And unfortunately, despite my efforts, Jackie is dead, with the chip. Any hopes for this heist to succeed dies with him. I'm able to escape on foot. Arasaka is only looking for the Delamain after all, and after a few sleepless nights, thinking I'm safe, I get a call from Takamura. He knows about my involvement in the failed heist and requests to meet up. I level up and make a JoJo reference in case it's my last, before meeting up with my now current problem. He seems to have seemingly no active cyberware, so burning him up isn't a possibility. He seemingly thinks we can help each other out. He needs to clear his name after the death of Saburo getting pinned on him. I decide to help him, thinking if I'm going to take down Smasher, he may accidentally give me the information I need to end up on the inside. He gives a few ideas of how I can help, being finding who Evelyn Parker works for, and I come up with the idea to find Andrew's helmet, maker of the product I tried to steal. So we both head out. Damn. You're usually like balling. This is this is a new low for you. I'm sorry. Like blue on green hands, like come on, man. I make sure to buy something very important and talk to the best fixer in town to get the info I need to find Hellman, which comes with a free temporary merc to boot. But before I meet with the merc, I ask Miss Parker's friends for, well, Miss Parker, getting led to a club called Clouds, and feeling Miss Parker might be a bit more important, follow this lead first. I try and be stealthy, but thanks to my elephant shoes, everyone knows I'm here. So I see no reason to not go all out, jumping into the danger and getting to use my monowire finisher for the first time. And, damn. Monowire is epic. It finishes off the opponent, gives you HP, gives you iframes, and gives you RAM back. This shit bussin'. While it is a bit easy to run through, and the glass cannon almost gets shattered, the boss, like almost every boss, has many little guards and minions for a reason. With the boss out of the way, I search his computer to find where Miss Parker got dumped, with nothing weird happening at all. Did you just T-pose on me? And with the last of the guard, burnt, sliced, and all around not alive, I leave, call up Judy, tell her I might need her help with Evelyn, as rippers aren't my speciality. I, of course, get myself into the clinic, buy our way to the front of the line, and interrogate the ripper who knows about Evelyn. It's easy to see why no one wants to stay at his house, as I have to beat the information I need out of him. I console Judy to keep her on task, and after scrolling a leftover BD made by the people who took Miss Parker, it was filmed at a power plant on Charter Hill. I fail at stealth, start to rip and tear, showing just how good netrunning can be. I show off my 200 hours in-game with pride. I can just do it on the fly. I did not know that. I am stupid. I play this game a lot. I play this game a lot, and I didn't not know that. Now I do. The second floor goes about just as easy. I don't know if this is the weak layer or what, but saving Miss Parker is easy. Smoke break, and while Parker is getting better, we find a spare BD showing off that whoever she worked for is in Pacifica. So I call up the fixer, who basically runs Pacifica, to find her boss, and I make my way to Pan Am, the merc I'll be working with to get Hellman. So for her to help me, I need to help her get her car and cargo back, so we grab some supplies to be able to set up an ambush where her cargo is going to get sold. I do an aerial quick hack attack before letting my presence be known after, allowing me to get ahead in life. And this allows me to get the most important perk for this run, Overclock, basically allowing me to use health as RAM if I run out of RAM, which sounds terrible. Can be used for one-shotting stronger enemies if I'm careful enough. I then decide to help Pan Am with her vengeance kick, and get hit with lore.
I get it. Know how you feel. Had someone betray me just like that once.
And did you make them pay?
Never got the chance. Someone else got to him first.
And this is the first fight where I use my brand new favorite hack, Synapsis Burnout. How do you say it? feel like it's Synapse? Synapse Burnout. I should have stayed in school. Basically a one-shot that always costs half my RAM, which, with my new ability to use health instead of RAM, lets me absolutely wipe someone's brain into burnt little pieces. So with that easily taken care of, Pan Am gets paid, and now it's on to my needs. Having to control the power of microwaves, find out that drones have brains to burn, we overload the power plant, unleash the microwaves, as Pan Am sends out a wave of her own. Unfortunately, the Merc's clan tried to help Hellman's crashing AV. Pan Am catches a stray, and to get what I need to help out what remains of the plan. I tell her to sit back and enjoy the show, and with the group of robots that are sent, my short circuit damage, followed up with a monowire attack, basically makes this another cakewalk. Outside of a close call that gets saved by iframes to shut down the turret. Last spot go boom. Remember, pistols are allowed in this run. And follow the tracks of Hellman's escape to a left-behind gas station of yesteryear. I treat this relic of the past with respect. And outside of the close call that seems to happen at least once per fight, clear the station. Make sure Hellman is all mine, tell Takamura he can have my sloppy seconds, and take him to a private location. Basically getting drip-fed info from him, Atom Smasher being the main security force for Arasaka Tower, and also get wind of some sort of supercomputer in the complex that I can definitely use to take the whole building down. I then take a small walk as I wait for my next lead, until I find a curious little symbol, and get an unfriendly reminder.
That's why I'm here.
I try and get in contact with some old crew, or what's left thanks to my least favorite fixer, and double down on cleaning out all the cyber psychos on the street. And while I don't want to cut out this part of the run, these fights are not really hard for me. I mean, it's just a one-on-one, and I do more damage than these fellas can dream of. Take the time to turn my cyberware blue, and get back to the not-so-difficult cyber psycho knockout of 87. The combo of overclock and brain melt stacks makes it really no struggle. So after enough of the brain blast, I get called to Pacifica. There you are. Get told the Voodoo Boys are down Netrunner, so they say they'd like to hire me, but need me to do one more job to prove my worth. I'm actually able to do a bit of stealth in this section. Oh, dude, I'm so cool! Holy hell! But eventually the wires come out. I hack a Netwatch truck before having to take out the big cheesiest, most bodied guard. This is a one-on-one encounter. I eat these for breakfast. You fucked idiot. GG. GGWP. 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 I then meet with the net problem, pretend to take his deal, only to drop him myself. And after my warm welcome, get accepted for the next job, where I at least get the comfort of an ice bath. I patch them into the black wall, and use the Netwatch's virus to take out the Voodoo Boys with one fell swoop. The AI is impressed. I work out a little deal between us to get them out of the black wall, if they can help me with my upcoming heist for the Arasaka Tower. They agree, and I start burning my way out. And the Placide fight is the Placide fight. He's not a high enough level enemy to have decent resistances. Some of my basic quick hacks stun him, so rest in pancakes, my anti-homie. I then get a call from a netrunner who says she needs my help, and as much as I want to go through the DLC, since I've basically cut Johnny out of the story, I see little to no reason for Lucy to go through Phantom Liberty, or to even get this call. So I'm saying this call is from someone from the moon colonies. Request I pick up their freshly stolen painting being sold from space. So I catch wind of the drop, learn where it's dropping, make my way over to easily end the guards. And bam, painting. I then take out one of the last overchromed, and finally get to help Takamura with his plans. We take over an Arasaka warehouse. We take over an Arasaka warehouse. We look over an Arasaka warehouse to hack some sort of parade float so he can talk to Miss Arasaka. So I break in, and thanks to just how much damage I can do to these low-level enemies, as well as setting up distractions, I actually do this full stealth, hacking the float, and being able to escape undetected. While I wait for the next part of his plan, I clean up the streets fully of the known psychos, which, again, easy. It's also at this point that the Fixer gets back to me, and while I can't get in contact with any of the crew, the Fixer is able to save one relic from the past. I put it on for old time's sake, take in the sad sights, as a reminder that I need to do this, and I need to do it right. So I join in with Takamura, enjoy the parade, flex on the Secret Service by taking out 3 snipers while they fail to take out 1, fire the Netrunner in charge, for almost getting fired by Miss Arasaka's guard. I, of course, start the fight like I've started most fights up to this point, activate overclock, use up all my health and RAM, run, and run to safety, which is dangerous, but in this fight, takes out half of Otis' health. His attempt at healing are cut short by wire, and yeah, this is a run with net running. This is easy. Oh! Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy, what was that? You were terrible. Takamura's plans blow up in his face. He tries to convince me to meet up with him, but I let the bastard take the hit. Somehow I get a message sent by Hanako. She seems to want to work with me, and this sounds like the beginning of the end. So I give my cyber psycho findings to someone who can hopefully find a cure, admit that I love being purple, and while I pretend to take Hanako's offer, she accidentally gives me the last info I need for my heist, as she seems to be in danger in an offshore meeting. Meaning, Arasaka Tower will be almost empty. Meaning, tonight's the night, Smasher dies. The first layer of idiots are easy to take down, even getting to use my new favorite quick hack.
You serve zero purpose.
Oh, yes. I have to play hide and seek against the mechs, but thanks to the chance of my hack spreading, that isn't that big of a deal. So once we get Boom 1 and 2 with a light T-pose, some I regret the glass cannon lifestyle and play very much in the back. just to make sure I don't get game ended. But I get the needed key for the elevator, enjoy the peaceful ride down, and the second floor is a bit more trouble. I am still very much one-shot. Don't fear the Reaper forces all enemies to max level, while I'm only level 30. But with enough persistence,
I'm just gonna sit here for a second. Get someone to have free health regen, because I have 3 body and no regen perks. Send assistance.
I'm able to get to the robot room, open the supercomputer, and make a huge rush to get the AI to do her side of the work. She clears the facility, but tell her to leave Smasher to me. I keep making my way to the last piece of the end Arasaka puzzle, but first need to take down the reason I'm here. Usually you'd think a netrunner fails against Smasher, but I'm able to lay down massive amounts of damage, and thanks to my self-ice and monowire damage, his counterattack hacks rarely ever happen. His halfway point of summoning people don't get to do too much, as it's only a few guards and they still get one shot by my brain blast. And when they go down, it's all eyes on Smasher. With all my RAM on him, his HP drains faster than I've ever seen, and eventually when he least expects it, he's down for the count. So with justice finally paid, I run the net one last time, give the AI full control over Arasaka Tower, and finally get back to the moon colonies. And while he's on the moon with me a second time, I prove that yes, you can beat Cyberpunk 2077 as Lucy. I won't lie, this run has opened my eyes to the fun of net running and quick hacks. If you enjoyed this run, I'd love to hear your ideas on how to do a Rebecca run, as I have seriously zero idea on the rules I'd do for that. Thanks for making it this far, and show your support however you see fit. And, not as always, stop doom scrolling. It's not worth it.